All right. Hey everyone. So I'm just gonna start off by saying, as usual, I'm sorry if you guys hear any noise in the background with my kids. I'm trying to squeeze in some time to do some live footage with you guys, and this is just the time that I'm gonna be able to do it. I really miss you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a while. God, my baby's gonna be screaming in the background. I'm sorry for that again. So, what I'm gonna be using today is Prismacolor Premier watercolor pencils. So feel free to use whatever kind of watercolor pencils or even watercolors or what have you, whatever medium you want to join in with. Please feel free to do that. So I have my watercolor pencils, my sketch, a little extra piece of paper so that I could swatch on. Just a scrap piece of paper, a cup of water, and let me grab some brushes. We'll use that one. My baby has such a huge mouth. He's all the way in the living room, and I can hear him all the way over here. All right, so this set is a 24 set. Not that many colors, but I'm gonna make do with what I have. I also have my reference picture. And I'm just using a picture from Pinterest. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose some colors that I think would go nice. So that's goldenrod. I'll use that one. I'll use a little of this. I'm just going to pick random colors that I think will go nice. Let me get a brown. All right, so that's goldenrod. This one is blush pink. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay them down and see what they look like. This is a Spanish orange. This might be too yellow. I might not use that. Orange, which this kind of looks like a peach, like a really dark peach. I might use that. Terracotta. And this is the goldenrod. All right. So I'm going to show you guys a couple techniques on how to use watercolor pencils if you're not familiar. So let me see. The lightest color. God, my baby's mouth is so huge. It's yelling so loud. I'm going to use what color is that? Goldenrod. I hate that these are like, they're all wooden like here. I wish that they would have made them colored. Can you go give him his cup, please? Goodness. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and lightly, very lightly, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a base layer for the skin. So the camera's probably not picking that up too well. Let's see. That's a little better. So I'm looking at my reference photo, and where I see shadows, I'm gonna press a little, I'm just gonna go a little, just apply a little bit of pressure. So there'll be like a shadow here because of the hair. So I'll make that a little darker. under the eye here. But everything else, I'm gonna just lightly do a base. See, and I'm really just kind of doing really light lines. Leaving a lot of the white paper through it. Alright. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more pressure. Again, where those shadows will be. All while looking at my reference photo. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this brown color, the terracotta, and I'm just gonna add that over the dark parts also. I kind of want to mix these pencils. Mix the colors to kind of make the color that I want. Where's that pink? I'm gonna add that pink. Now with watercolor pencils, you can layer, that's the good thing. So I don't want to go too crazy with all the layering, like, you know, adding too many colors. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, keep that as it is, and then we'll let that dry, see how it looks, and then I can go back and make it more saturated or whatnot. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see that. It's just really scratchy, really splotchy. So now I'm going and I'm wetting. Hey Gabby, how do you come up with your image ideas and your color choices? I'm using a reference picture from Pinterest. I just really kind of just scroll through there and see what catches my eye. And as far as color, I kind of just go do what comes to me. Sometimes I'll like use the picture exactly, but most times I'll just want to kind of just come up with my own. So guys, another hint, another tip. I'm just going to go ahead and wash over all of this. So I'm just wetting my brush and just kind of moving that pencil around like paint. When I did these color swatches, it would have been a good idea to put water over it also to see how it comes out, because I wasn't expecting it to be this bright right here, but that's fine. So all I'm doing again is just using a clean brush with water. I'm wetting that brush and I'm just moving this all around, moving the paint around, going over that pencil that I just laid down. Now, another thing to be mindful of with when using watercolor pencils is that once it dries, you can't really reactivate it like you would watercolor. So make sure that you're blending it really good, because once it's down, it's down. So I really want to brush out those. Let me see if you guys can see that. See these like really harsh lines? I really want to rub those out with the brush. And it gave me pretty nice smooth surface here because I wasn't too rough with the color pencil. So it gave me a nice smooth finish. What's going on, Miss Warren? Are you drawing with me today? Your brother's calling you. All right. So as you can see from the glare is wet. I'm gonna let that dry. So while that's drying, I can move to another area. Now the reference photo that I'm using, let me just show you guys. Her hair is pink. I don't know if I want to keep her hair pink or maybe change it to another color. I don't know. But let me just go ahead and move to the lips while I'm deciding. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some other colors. I kind of want a red. So in this set, there's like 2 reds. Let me swatch them out, see which one I want to use. That's crimson red. And that one is carmine red. So I'll use a lighter one. And I want to add a little bit of purple. So I'll go ahead and go with this lighter one, this lilac. We'll use that. Alright, so for the lips, I'm going to use the base, this blush pink. And I'm applying a little bit more pressure than I did with the face, because I do want the lips to be a lot darker. But not too much pressure. And instead of leaving a lot of the white, I'm going to kind of color it like I would regularly color something. And give it like a nice even coat with not too much white coming out. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and mix. I'm going to kind of mix these colors. So I'm going in with the carmine red. And again, I'm just going to kind of lay it down. Kind of like going over these lines that I drew, the sketch lines. Comment below. Let me know if you guys, how do you guys feel about watercolor pencils? Have you ever used them before? What do you think of them? What were your experiences with them? Alright, so the same thing. I'm going to clean wet brush. I'm just going to go ahead and brush over that. And on this picture, she has like this pink color on her eye. So I'm going to kind of grab some of this while it's wet. And I'm going to bring it over here. That's another thing that you can do. A really cool thing that you can do with watercolor pencils. You can grab that paint, like as if it was paint. And just bring it somewhere else. So I'm just going to kind of lift that up a little bit. And bring it to other spots in the picture. All right, I'll let that dry. So now my face is fairly dry. I'm gonna go ahead and darken it up on the spots. Just gonna kind of play with the value. So I'm gonna use brown, this terracotta color, and I'm gonna deepen a lot of these areas and colors. It's looking like really yellow to me, so I'm gonna be using like some pink to kind of take away from that yellow. It's still a little damp. Let me go ahead and... So I'm kind of sketching in the brows using like little lines to show that it's hair. I'm gonna deepen these shadows. Guys, don't be shy. Communicate with me. I would love to talk to you guys. Alright, and then I'm gonna go in with that pink. And I'm just gonna kind of just go over most of it. So while I'm doing this, I'm looking at my reference photo to kind of see where the shadows are. Alright, so I'm just adding that pink. Put some on her nose. Here under her eye. Alright, so once again, I'm going to go ahead and use a clean brush with just water, damp. And I'm going to move that pigment. Now this paper that I'm using is the Kanzen XL Mixed Media paper. But I would suggest that you guys use like watercolor paper, because this paper is not really the best for a lot of taking like a lot of water. And I'm gonna kind of do a few layers on here. Like this is the second one and I'm getting a little buckling already, which is fine. And once that dries, I kind of want to put some purple in there too. Okay, and the eyebrows, I forgot about the eyebrows. I'm gonna go ahead. Now, I press fairly hard on the eyebrows because I want it to show like hair. Hopefully you can see that. So a lot of them, since I use a lot of pressure, the lines are gonna stay, which is what I want. So just keep that in mind when you're using these. If you want lines to show, apply more pressure. If you don't, then you want to apply light pressure. All right, that's cool. Let's see. So as one spot is drying, I'm gonna kind of try to move to other spots where it is dry. Let me go ahead and play with the eyes. So she has a shadow on her eyes, just a little gray here. I'm gonna go ahead and block that in. Now her eyes are like green here, but I kind of want to make them brown. So I'm gonna use, I like that terracotta color. It's got like a red hint to it. And then I'm gonna use some yellow for like a highlight. I'm gonna kind of mix colors together, and we'll actually use some of that goldenrod too. So I'm gonna use my darkest brown. Instead of black, I'm gonna use that dark brown. And I'm gonna kind of apply a lot of pressure here. Then I'm gonna go in with my second darkest color, which is this terracotta. Add a little of this, what is it, Spanish orange. And then last, the goldenrod. All right. Just gonna kind of clean out my brush. Can you pass me the cloth, my cloth? You see it? Here we go. So I'm just gonna kind of dab it on a cloth so it's not too wet. And I'm just gonna move that pigment around. I'm cleaning it off because I want to leave like this highlight here, and this dark brown is kind of trying to mix with it. So I'll just clean it off so that it doesn't get everywhere. And I'm gonna kind of move this around. There's that gray area. All right, that's cool. I'm happy with that. So I really like to pull the pigment out and kind of move it around to other spots. So for the other side, she's winking. So you don't really see her pupil. Her eyes closed. So I'm just gonna go ahead with that. Where's that dark brown I was using? Here it goes. Dark umber. So let me show you guys another technique that you can do with colored pencils. So when it's wet, now just keep in mind that when you do this, that you cannot lift this up. Like, you're not going to get a smooth finish like this. It's going to be more of a, how can I describe it? Like a harsh, it's going to be like, it's going to show your lines, your pencil lines, basically. So I'm wetting this. And let me see if I can zoom in. I'm gonna, while it's wet, I'm gonna come in with my pencil and I'm gonna kind of draw in. Can draw that in. I'm kind of dab a little bit, pull some of it out because I didn't want that dark. All right. And for this eye, it's still a little damp also here. So I'm just gonna draw over the lines. Just drawing in those lashes. I'm so sorry guys that I have not really been uploading too many art videos. I've been kind of doing a couple more DIYs just because I really haven't been having the time to like sit down and draw like this. So I'm just darkening these brows. I'm bringing some of that brown down here. Careful with bleeding. If it's wet, it'll bleed. It was still a little damp under there, but that's fine. Because I'm going to kind of go over this again with black. I just kind of wanted to start off light and then move darker. Alright, and then the eyebrows. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some, let's add some purple to the skin. I'm just gonna go ahead and just color. I'm just gonna kind of put it where the shadows are again. Let me zoom back out. So I'm gonna apply more pressure where I want it to be darker. I'm gonna kind of mix this purple and this pink for her shadow, her eyeshadow. And I'm gonna add a little of that carmine red. And she has like a really deep crease here, but I'm gonna add that later. So I'm just gonna kind of go over that. Still wet over there, I don't wanna mess with that. I'm scared to say that my baby's finally quieted down because he'll probably start screaming again. I'm just gonna be thankful for this little quiet time. So again, I'm just layering this, guys, playing with the values until I get the look that I want. All right. So I'm cleaning out my brush, taking out the excess, and I'm just gonna go over that, blending it. Now there's a highlight here. I don't want to go too far up, so I'm going to use my rag and kind of wipe that up because I want to keep that highlight. It might be hard to get that in there. Alright, so I'm just moving that pigment. If you guys have never tried watercolor pencils, you should really try it. They're really fun. You can get some really cool effects. You have more control, I think, than with watercolors. Yeah, I spoke too soon about my baby. What time is it, baby? We're gonna have to get ready to go to bed in a little while. Got school tomorrow. Alright. So I'm gonna let that dry, and the lips, they've been dry for a while. We haven't touched them. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with the lips there. Now that lilac color seems a little too light to me. It's not really standing out like I want it to. So I'm gonna grab a darker one. This violet color. And I'm gonna go ahead and really intensify and bring out those really dark tones. So just kind of keep in mind that you can move this color around. So I'm not gonna really add too much, because I can always pick it up from where I laid it and bring it somewhere else. And it's like really dark here. There's a shadow here and here, and there's one here. I'm gonna bring in that carmine red, and I'm just gonna kind of put it where the purple is, also kind of blending those colors together. And again, I don't want to add too much because I can pick that pigment up and move it around where I want it. Wet my brush, dab off the excess, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. So it's really important, guys, for you to have a reference photo so that you can reference back to and see where your darks and lights will go. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna intensify it even more. Kind of lost those lines, but that's fine because I could go back in at the end. Alright, I'm gonna kind of bring some of that purple up here. Still a little wet there. There we go. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move to the hair because that's really not the only thing that's not, the only place that's not dry. So for the hair, I think I'm gonna make her hair purple and then add in some reds and pinks. But I want her hair to be fairly darker than what it is on the reference photo. So I'm applying a good amount of pressure. I'm not like pressing down extremely hard, but I am applying a good amount of pressure. And I'm just kind of blocking in those areas that are going to be really dark. Not a lot of people joined today, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to watch this afterwards. But let me know how you guys enjoy this video. I wanted to use something like a different medium. I was thinking about using the Tombow dual pens, but I just decided to go with the color pencils, the watercolor pencils instead. So let me know if you guys want to see a video, if you wouldn't mind seeing like a demonstration using those dual pens, how I use them. Another thing that you guys can do with your watercolor pencils, which I rarely really do use this technique. Just sharpening my pencil, guys. Give me a second. You can actually lift some of the pigment with a brush off the pencil. I'll show you what I mean in a second. My daughter jammed a lead in here. Why are you guys always messing up my stuff? Goodness. Can you grab my charger from me, baby? Guys, bear with me as I get this lead out. There we go. All right. So what you guys can do is take your pencil, grab a moist wet brush, and you can pull the pigment off with your brush and paint with it. I really don't use this technique, but this is something that you guys can do. I really like to mix the colors, so I kind of just layer different colors together. Why do you make them cry? Give him his cup, baby. So I'm just pulling off that pigment and brushing it, painting where I want to use it. I like the way this is looking so far. So I'm gonna go ahead with that carmine red, and I'm using that carmine red as like a mid-tone. I'm gonna leave some spots not colored in. And guys, just always keep in mind that you can move this pigment You can move these colors around. So you don't have to like cover all the white spots. I just kind of want to mix these together. So I'm kind of like putting them next to each other. And then I'm going to add my pink. Where's that pink color? This color's so light. All right. So I'm being very sketchy. I'm not like filling it in too nicely. I'm kind of scribbling a little. Cleaning out my brush. Excuse me, guys. So I'm gonna start off with that dark color, and I'm gonna blend it out. Now, some spots you're not going to want to mix, like this purple. I don't want to bring it to the red. I have to sneeze and not coming out. So I'm going to rinse my brush out. Excuse me. And I'm going to, because I don't want to bring that purple over. I want that red to show. So keep that in mind. Excuse me. Thank you, baby. So once again, here I really want this purple to be here, but I don't really want to bring it over here. So I'm going to clean my brush out, and I'm going to go ahead with that red. You see that? Cleaning that brush out because I want to bring over some of that red. There's enough purple there. Alright, move to the other side. Now what I like to do personally, I like to bring some of the colors. I love all the colors you chose, Dreamy. Thank you, Julie. Hey, Julie, how are you? Julie, I love it when you join me. You always give me good feedback. So I like to really bring, if I'm making her hair purple, I like to bring some of those colors, whatever colors that I'm using, within her face also. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Thank you so much. Finally got a chance to do a live video. I've been kind of sad that I haven't been able to draw like I usually do. Like, drawing really, it helps me so much, like, throughout the week, through stress and stuff like that. But I'm so happy I'm able to do this right now. So again, you guys can kind of lift that color and bring it into somewhere in the face, which I'll do. Like, I'll bring some of that purple in the shadows on the face. Now this here, I can't really get rid of that, so I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and I'll layer over it again. Mom life is busy. I haven't been able to do much of anything in weeks. Finally setting up my studio, finished painting, and now I'm loading it back in. Dead. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't wait to see that. Hopefully you'll share that. Yeah, there's nothing like having your studio. I know what that feels like. My studio's been so messy lately too. Like, I've had chances to like sit down and draw, but it's been such a mess. I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with this right now. My family seems to use my art studio as a dump off room. They just toss all kind of stuff in my room. Drives me nuts. So this here is really bothering me. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to go in again with that pencil. Why is it saying bad connection? I'm going to go back in with that pencil and fix that because it's really irritating me. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead back to the eye. And I'm just going to kind of deepen everything in the face, really. Thank you. So I'm going to kind of use that purple color, that dark violet color. You hear my son? Same. It's so much work I end up not creating. I live with all boys, so my studio is going to be a mom-only zone. I know you can't wait for that. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, it's hard creating with kids. I mean, my son, he's only 1.5. So it's kind of hard. Like my girls, it's easier because I can say, come on guys, come draw with me. I can sit them down and have them draw next to me. Like they'll, you know, for the most part be pretty quiet and let me like record or create or whatnot. But with him, forget it. I like how that looks. Let me pull up my reference photo. So I'm going to kind of add some of this brown into the hair too. I just want everything to be like unified. I want it to flow really good together. So that's why I like to... The hair's still a little wet. Let me leave that alone. I love the picture you posted of what your girls is. So talented. Thank you so much. I was really surprised. I let them use my color pencils. And they were so excited about it. And when I saw what they did, I was like, oh my God. It's so funny because they watch me draw. And I noticed that in a lot of their pictures that they draw, they kind of like draw the things that I draw. Like, I really like drawing a lot of girls and stuff like that. And they do too. So I thought that was so cute and funny. So I just want to intensify, and I'm going to use this. I wasn't planning on using brown for this, but I am, because I want it to all be pretty unified. Let me add in that crease. There's a crease here. My son is going nuts over there. Looks good. Her lips are dope. Thank you. I love me a duck lip. These pictures always stick out to me. Julie, I want to see you share more of your art. I love seeing your art when you post it. Alright, so I'm just kind of darkening up spots I want to darken. Let me bring that crease right here. Alright, so it's fairly dry here. Let me sharpen my pencil. I'm a chicken, laugh a lot. I just do it for my mental health. Don't be scared. Share it. Share your art, man. We need it. Sometimes we need encouragement. Sharing is caring. I love it when you post some of your art stuff. This pencil sharpener that I have, it works the best with my color pencils, but it's not working really good with these watercolor pencils. Baby, find my metal sharpener, please. You encourage me. I hope you always post. Thank you, and you encourage me too. I think it's really important for us to encourage each other. And you're so right about like art it helps me so much. Like, I don't know where I would be without art, to be honest with you. Like, I would be losing my mind somewhere. I'm already losing my mind sometimes, but it's just so much. Art is therapy for me. It really like helps me when I'm feeling like anxious or whatever I'm going through. Like, it really helps me. I can pour it all out until, you know, my drawing or my painting or whatnot. Julie, you follow me on Facebook, so you saw yesterday, guys, I went to the metal one, baby. I went to my aunt. She's always been into art, but she's always been scared to draw and stuff, and she was kind of going through my aunt passed away, which is her sister, and she was having like a really difficult time, you know, as everybody was, but she was having like going through a lot, and I told her she needs to start like drawing or coloring or just doing something to help her. Like, it'll really help her. And she started off by like Bible journaling. And yesterday she had a gallery show. She's been taking these classes, and she drew a portrait of me. I could not believe it, and it was so good. Like, I really couldn't believe that she did that. And I will always tell her, you know, gotta keep practicing. She would say, I can't do it. I'm like, you can. You just gotta keep practicing. And I just really can't believe, like, I had people messaging me like, oh my God, I love that drawing you drew. And I'm like, I didn't draw it. It was gorgeous. She did great. She really did. I was so proud of her. She's so hard on herself, and it just came out so nice. Like, I wish that I could. Right now I'm recording on my phone, so I can't show you, but I'm probably gonna post it on my Facebook or something. You know, where she started at, how her portraits looked to that picture. Like, it was just so amazing. Alright, so I added in those browns. I'm going to bring back some of that purple. And again, I'm just piling it right by that brown because I want those to kind of mix together. But for all my subscribers, if you guys do art, if you guys have a YouTube channel that you post, comment and let me know, because I love to see other artists work. I love to see you guys create. God, my son is just going nuts over there. Baby, go give him his cup. So I'm bringing that red in. And I'm going to kind of do the lips too. I don't want to do too much to the lips. Bring in some of that shadow. Once my studio is back in business, I promise I'll post on Instagram and tag you. Yes, tag me. I would love to see that. Alright. So I'm cleaning out my brush. Dabbing it off. So I don't want to bring this brown all the way up, so I'm cleaning out my brush and I'm kind of moving to that other color as I showed you guys earlier. Be mindful of that when you're using watercolor pencils. Go, baby. Huh? Okay, once he starts getting loud, you gotta go back over there with him, okay? See, like, that's getting really muddy with that brown. So I'm gonna clean my brush out and activate that red and blend it up. That brown is really intense. But I need that. I need that darkness, that contrast in here. I really like how this is coming out. Julie, I saw that you been doing a lot of Michael's workshops. How come you haven't been sharing the stuff you've been creating over there? And how do you like those workshops? I want to go to one day. I kind of bring this. See, this is wet, so I can bring this down. I want to kind of make this a little darker. So you just got to kind of play with this and use how it works to your advantage to achieve the look that you want to do. The look that you want to get. I like that. So I want to kind of activate my brown first, clean it off, and then go with the other colors because I don't want to spread that brown everywhere. I want it to be more of the other vibrant colors. Hopefully that makes sense. My classes have been full, have been crazy full, so I'm too busy teaching to do anything myself. They're so much fun. They pay us good, but a discount is life. You should go. All classes are free now. Nice. Wait, so you teach? You teach? I didn't know that. I did not know that you teach. That's awesome. I want to take my kids one day to their little workshops. But to be honest, I try to stay out of that store, man. I really been trying to stay out that store because it's trouble. So I had a little bit of that brown left from here, and I'm just going to kind of drag that around to where I want to put it. Yes, I teach all the classes I post. My main jam there is jewelry making. I love teaching that. Nice. I did not know that. I wish you were in Chicago. I definitely will come and support you with that. Support you on that. That would be so fun. It would. I would have a ball. I've never seen you post any of your jewelry stuff. See, look, I'm learning all this stuff about you that I never knew. I really want to know your guys' feedback on how you feel about some of the DIYs that I post on my channel. I've been kind of thinking, you know, should I make a separate page for DIYs? Like, do you guys mind them? I just kind of like to do anything that's like artsy. I kind of want to include on my channel here. Kind of hard for you to see that because of the glare of the water. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and I have to do better. I have a Facebook page. Wait, I got to screenshot that. Message me that, Julie, so I can look it up. Because I know once I post this, once I publish it, it's going to disappear. Our life, like everything that we're chatting about is going to kind of disappear. So while this is a little wet, I'm going to go in with this purple because it's going to come like really intensified. I just forget. Just message me. Okay, if I forget, message you. I'll message you when I'm done with this. The brown made it so muddy, but I'm gonna make it work. It looks nice though. I like it. What do you guys think? Alright, let me play with the skin. Where's that pink? No, it's not muddy to me. It looks natural, real life tones. Yeah, thank you. Let me grab my reference photo because I'm kind of just doing what I want. So I just want to kind of bring some more value to the skin. You guys gotta get ready to go to bed.
Can I clean a comic book real fast?
Huh?
Can I clean a comic book too?
Tomorrow. Come on, Maya, it's time for you to go to bed. Finish tomorrow, okay? This pink is not really showing like I want it, so I'm kind of being a little, like I'm applying a lot of pressure with this pink because I want it to show more than what it's showing. Alright, let's see. A little bit. It's like a real subtle color. Makes your skin vibrant. Thank you, Julie. Can you really see it? The pink. It definitely is blending nicely with the background.
Okay, come on.
Go, baby. Good night. Finish tomorrow, okay? Looks nice.
Early in the morning, okay?
No, not in the morning. After school. I'm almost done too, okay? I didn't want to add black, but I'm going to. me zoom in. I gotta get her wing popping. I'm gonna use a brush to make those lash lines. Okay. See, I still have that pigment left on there. Her eye looks like a photograph. It's so good. It inspires me to practice. Thank you. These kids are going to start acting up because they don't want to go to bed. So we're just about done here, guys. Let me... I want to add a highlight to her eye. Still wet, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Just want to bring in some of that purple back and that red. Amaya and Alexis. Alright guys, I gotta end this soon because these kids are acting up. I'm gonna just brush over it with the red. I'm gonna give it a final wash over. All right. That's it, guys. So once this dries, I'm gonna probably go in with like a Posca pen or something and add a little highlight to the eye, a little white to areas, and that's it. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, share with your friends, Facebook or whatever social media you have, and if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, definitely subscribe. Make sure you tap the bell to get notifications. Good night, Julie. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.